Coach, what did you just make of Chase in his debut and also making that play in the fourth inning to cut down a run?
Yeah, that was a huge play. Obviously, great throw, great read. Chase, that was an unbelievable debut. I thought everything about it was great. His at bats were outstanding. He could have easily let that play in the first inning, rattle him, and take him out of the rest of the day. Tanner picked us up huge in that inning, getting the 3 punch outs, and but really impressed by Chase's at bat quality, and then obviously the outfield play after the sun ball in the first. It was outstanding.
One left and second. Is Cade going to be good to go tomorrow, or is he?
Yeah, we're gonna see how he's feeling. Obviously, Cade pitches a ton for us, and but I'm sure he's gonna be ready to go tomorrow. But we'll have to obviously check. We always check with our guys before.
We've seen it all year, Stephen, but to make that decision so quickly to ask for a review on that play there at third base, just take us through that quick.
And it's Gunner does an outstanding job with our replay. I don't have any eyes on it. I have full trust in what Gunner tells us, and he said, hey, challenge the play, and the run hadn't scored. So I wanted to make sure that I went out there just to tell the umpires, hey, that run did not score. Can you make sure they check on that? Great, like I said, great throw, great tag, and outstanding job by Gunner. He's been great all year.
So you like 2 challenges?
No, it's just when you challenge the play, because the call in the field was safe and 2 runs scored. You just want to make sure that they're going to take a look at where the runner was, and he had not touched home plate yet.
We've asked you about Rocchio for weeks, months now. Just what does it say about him in that situation, being ready for that pitch?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, it was an 0-2 count, I believe, and he's just ready to fire. And those last couple innings, it was not easy to see. And our guys jumped on Melton pretty well, and Bo with such an unbelievable at bat off Herter. And for us, it was a frustrating day offensively for us. With 2 hits leading into the 8th, and for our guys to explode like that and kind of get some separation felt really good.
You've got a unique perspective because you both played here and coached here. It seemed like latest in the game when the shadows got longest and it got harder and harder to see. You guys had your best offensive inning. Can you pull back a little bit the layer of like how hard it is actually to hit in those situations when the shadows are like that?
Yeah, when the shadows are like that, you can't see spin. So, everything looks like a fastball coming in. Hopefully you see something at some point between the pitcher and where you are that tips you off what pitch is coming. But it is really difficult, and it's all nearly impossible to hit at that time. But our guys stepped up huge, and our guys never talk about the shadows. They never talk about whether you can see or not. And a lot of times that's what it takes. It takes just, hey, everyone on the planet knows it's hard to see right now. We don't need to talk about it. Just go out and compete.
Thoughts on Bibee's outing tonight?
Tanner was phenomenal. Obviously, we give him the extra base in the first, but he gets the 3 punch outs. And pitch count got up, but pitch count doesn't matter. As many outs as you can get, that's doing your job. And phenomenal by him. Unbelievable job by our bullpen, no matter who it was. Timmy Herron, player of the game, coming in and ending that threat like that.
I was going to ask you about Heron. Up and down season, and since he's come back the last time, he's kind of. It seems like he's really settled in. What have you seen?
Strikes. We talk about it all the time, but Timmy's got some of the best stuff. When he's throwing strikes, he's the best left-hander in baseball, and we saw that today. We've seen it a lot over the last few weeks.
We've seen a lot from Tanner this year when it comes to his mental growth and his maturity as well. For him to go and have a conversation after the first inning, blunder by Chase, and kind of calm him down and say, I got your back. What does that show about his maturity and growth this year?
Yeah, I mean, Tanner's a leader in this clubhouse. But again, we talk all the time about the way these guys come together. Chase got here 48 hours ago, and they see the value in him being here, and they welcomed him, and Chase helped us win this game today.
What does it feel like, in an elimination game, as 1 out ticks off, you erase 1 out off the board, and you're getting closer and closer to the 8th inning?
Yeah, we felt, obviously we didn't get much going offensively today. George hit the homer and a couple other balls that may have been homers by both teams that the wind knocked down early in the game. And just feel like as our bullpen is keeping them off the board, we feel like we have a knack to do it late in game. And whether we saw a 5-run explosion coming or not, we just felt like as our outs came off the board and their outs came off the board, we felt really good about it. And Rocchio kind of broke the tension with the homer, and then the boys let loose.
You talk about controlling the strike, you young guys controlling the strike zone. You talk about George with that, but Chase was able to do that. We've seen it. Just all these young guys that have come up, Capus, they don't seem overwhelmed. Is that about controlling the strike zone where you talk about all the time?
Swing decisions and scaring pitchers into the zone. You lay off those borderline pitches, they have to come into the zone and come after you. So really pleased. You know, we talked before the game, you guys asked, are you comfortable playing 3 guys that have been here for a week? Like, yeah, this is who we are. I couldn't be more proud of our guys. Back against the wall, back still against the wall tomorrow. And we're going to come out ready to go. I guarantee that. And so are they. It's going to be another dogfight tomorrow. I guarantee it.
With the start time tomorrow up in the air based on how the other games go today, does it somehow impact your timeline and prep for the game?
I mean, we'll know by the time we go to sleep tonight, right? But it's one of those things. This is what we deal with, and you know, like I said before the series started, weird they chose us to be the 1 o'clock start. So we'll stand by and we'll see what happens in the other games. But it doesn't matter what time we start, our guys will be ready to go.
Coño, que no estaba escuchando mucho ahí.
No. La segunda pregunta que me hizo, yo no entendí.
We start with Mason Naylor.
The term playoff Rocchio keeps getting thrown around. What makes you rise up in the big one?
El término de Rocchio de se sigue usando. ¿Qué es lo que te hace subirte en las situaciones así?
De verdad que, como lo he dicho en muchas entrevistas, trato de no pensar en eso. Trato de mantenerme lo más simple posible y competir. Estos son momentos de competir y tener la mente en cero.
Like I said in a couple of interviews, I don't think about it. I just try to keep my mind focused on competing because this is competing time. There's no self-awareness here, just being competitive as much as you can.
In that 8th inning, what did you guys see just give you that in to kind of open up the floor?
¿Qué fue lo que diferente en ese inning que pueden hacer tantas carreras que vieron diferente con el pitcher?
Men, no, o sea, es un pitcher que ya yo había conocido, me lo enfrenté en AAA. José me había hablado mucho del pitcher. Entonces traté de ser lo más simple porque es un tipo que lanza 100. Tú sabes cuando son 100 a esta presión del momento que baja las revoluciones, y traté de ponerme lo más simple posible y gracias a Dios se lo bateó.
I've been lucky to face him a couple of times, even in AAA, and always in these situations, a guy's throwing 100, you have to tone it down a little bit and keep it a little simple. And I was talking to Jose, and his recommendation was just look for that fastball, and that's what I was trying to do.
Hey, Brian, how hard was that wind blowing in to drive the ball through that?
De verdad que, ¿sabes? Yo desde que comenzó el juego yo dije, hoy tengo que dar rolling porque yo sé que si lo voy para arriba no va a ser un out automático que me pasó en el primer turno. Y era lo que estaba pensando en todo el juego. Tratar de dar rolling porque cada vez que pienso en rolling me salen las líneas.
Funny enough, when the game started, I was thinking with this wind we have to put the ball in the ground, trying to get ground balls, and somehow I felt that's normally when I get that mindset to get the ball in the ground, is when I get better results.
Ryan, you guys were in an elimination setting today. As the game goes on and you're not getting any hits, I think you had 2 hits through the 7th inning. Are you getting more worried and worried? Are you getting a little more worried that, you know, this is it, this could be the last game of the season?
¿Sabes? Un juego que es de muerte, de vida o muerte, pero ya llegando al 7mo inning solamente dos hits. ¿Se siente esa presión un poco de quizás este es el último juego que van a jugar?
Como siempre lo he dicho, nosotros somos un equipo que no sentimos presión, nosotros somos un equipo que competimos hasta el último out, ¿entiendes? Nosotros somos un equipo que guerreamos, podemos estar perdiendo 10-0 y nosotros no nos vamos a rendir hasta que sea el último out y vamos a competir hasta el último momento que tengamos.
Like we always say, we try to always play without pressure. That's our type of ball. We just play and we realize we're going to play until the last out. Even if we're down by 10, we know that we're going to continue always trying to play our type of ball.
Ryan, could you tell me what it means to have Jose Ramirez as a teammate and how much you've been able to learn from him?
Lo mejor, yo estoy jugando con un futuro jugador al Salón de la Fama y trato de absorber todo lo que él hace, porque todo lo que él hace es como se debería jugar el fútbol.
I think he's the best. I think not many people get the chance to play with a future Hall of Famer alongside. So I think everything he tells you, that's something you have to do to do best, because that's the right way to play the ball.
Anything else for Brian? One in the front, Brian?
It sounded like maybe he said something to you in the dugout before that at bat that you hit the home run. Are you willing to share with us what he shared with you?
Él me dijo como que hazle swing al core como que si fuera la recta. Y eso fue lo que hice.
Yeah, he just told me, like, if you're gonna throw your cutter, swing it like it's a fastball, and that's what I was able to do.
Thanks for coming in, Brian. All right, we start with Bibee Naylor. Start in the back.
Hey, Bo, could you just tell me how you're able to keep such a positive mindset despite the fact the game wasn't going well, and how you've been able to be so clutch towards the end of the year despite not having the best starts of the season?
I mean, it's just leaning on my teammates, you know, and I think that goes back to like the vibes that we keep in the clubhouse and in the dugout. Just staying positive, knowing that we're always in it, and never quitting. And you know that I feel like that reflects kind of how my season's been to this point too. Just understanding that there's a lot of games to be played. There's a lot of opportunities, and you know you got to make the most of them, and you know never quit just because they're not going your way. So I think that mentality through the whole season and also in the game today is kind of what has helped.
Tanner, after the first inning where Chase had that drop in center field, you kind of had a conversation with him in the dugout. Can you just elaborate on what you said to him? And was it more to the kind of vibe of I got your back too?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it just doesn't matter. I mean, I think, they put him out there in center field, and it was battling the sun and the wind. I mean, it's not an easy play, and he dropped it, but it just doesn't matter because I feel like even if that run did score, it wouldn't have mattered because it's a hard play and one of those things where I'm gonna have your back, and eventually you're gonna get my back as well. And literally, it came a little earlier than expected, but about 3 innings later, and then that play kind of obviously kept us in the game and allowed our offense in the 8th inning to kind of do what they do. Jeff in front.
Tanner, you talked yesterday about it's another game. And so just how did you take that mentality into that when runs are so hard to come by for both teams?
Yeah, I feel like, you go about it, like I said yesterday, it's like the third start in a row I face these guys, so obviously it's kind of like that chess game. And in the regular season, you pitch against these guys the same way or differently depending on the situation, and that's kind of what it was. Go to Tim.
What's your guys' mentality now going into this winner go home game tomorrow? After, especially, you guys have been on an incredible ride now and gone through ups and downs. Like, how do you compartmentalize what you've been through for tomorrow?
I think it's important to just understand that, you know, we're here for a reason. We're here because we trust the guys that are in that clubhouse, you know, at our sides, that's out in the field, you know, in whatever position we're at. And we know that, you know, we have all the tools to be able to go far in this game. You know, with all that being said as well, I think it's just understanding that, you know, this is something to be grateful for, and to not kind of let us, not let take over our minds in a way, you know. This is something that, you know, we should be going out there having fun, just continue to play our game, and, you know, take advantage of every opportunity that's in front of us. I think that's what we do when we're at our best.
Well, there's a lot made about how difficult it can be to see late in the afternoon. The shadows get long. You got a cloudless day. Does it help you as a catcher when you're literally watching every pitch that Tanner or anybody else is throwing? Does it help you pick that up as a hitter better?
No, no, it does not. Yeah, it's definitely difficult, and you know it's two different viewpoints, but you know you try to make do with what you got.
Tanner, just what was your emotions when you got to see these guys explode in the 8th inning and come through like they did?
Yeah, it was obviously a time where you knew it was going to happen. You just didn't know when. and it was probably at one of the more clutch moments we could have had it. I mean, I feel like Rocchio and Bo have been great in the month of September and down the stretch. So I mean, seeing them continue what they're doing in the regular season is obviously really good to see, and just because they're good people, it's nice.
Janet, in a game like this, what's the goal? Is the goal to get as many outs as you can get, to get as deep into the game and get it to the bullpen, or is it change from the regular season to the postseason?
I feel like it depends. I feel like it depends on situation, score of the game. I feel like with the score today, it was just at that point it was run prevention. I mean, I feel like there's a couple innings where I shot myself in the foot with some walks, but at the same time, preventing runs, I think in that situation when it's such a close game is kind of the key moment. We have a bullpen that's as good as they are. I feel like at that point it's just kind of figuring out how to not let those runs come across.
I was going to ask you, Tanner, what do you have to say about the way the bullpen performed today?
I mean, they're unbelievable. I mean, they've been unbelievable for a good portion of the year, if not the entire year. I feel like they keep the same mentality as the same way our hitters do, kind of the next man up. Obviously, like Sobrowski, Cade, Gaddis, like if I'm forgetting anyone. Oh yeah, Tim. Jesus Christ. Like all those guys today, like unbelievable, and that's just what they've been doing, especially in the last month. I mean, Tim's figured it out, and he looks like he's back to his old self, and it's really fun to see.
One more in the back, right?
Okay, so like you talk about that, what goes into that mentality? I feel like it's a staff-wide mentality that you guys are able to get out of these jams that look like they're insurmountable. Like, what do you guys how do you guys approach that?
I mean, I feel like it's super cliche, but honestly, just like you go one pitch at a time. I mean, I feel like when Tim goes in the game and he's expecting to face Green and Jones comes up, I mean, at that point it's getting the next strike, getting the next out, and once you get Jones out, he's probably thinking, okay, like now let's just get strike one to Perez, and it just keeps going and going. If you got to think 2-3 batters ahead, I mean, you're going to forget what you're doing in the moment. So I think that's the thing that our bullpen does so good. That's the thing that everyone in our organization does so good.
All right, thanks for coming in.
Thanks, guys.